Hi there guys, my name's Tom Quayle. I'm a guitar player from Leeds in the UK.
Hey guys, my name is Martin Miller. I'm a guitar player from Leipzig, Germany. My relation to Ibanez goes back to my early teen years when my dad and I named Ibanez being kicked around by my mates and by other guitar players. And so I entered the guitar shop and I saw this RG 550EX smile at me. I really had to have it. Like this is the missing part of the puzzle that I needed at the time to really fulfill my dream as a guitar player. So I got that guitar eventually and then ran through many Ibanez's over the years that I've owned and played. I got an email regarding this super secret guitar project that Ibanez wanted to let me in on, and they wanted me to be part of the development team on the guitar player side. Late 2015, I think it was in November, they showed up at my doorstep and had this piece of wood with them and a map that was full of designs of logos, neck profiles, body shapes, colors, etc. And I was blown away. Such a legendary company would want me, you know, the little guitar player guy they were genuinely asking for my input and my opinions. So I did it to my best knowledge, all the guitar knowledge I have and all the experience I had. Finally, it culminated in the creation of this instrument that I'm holding in my hands right now. This is actually happening. I'm very honored to be part of this family, indeed.
My relationship with Ibanez started literally the first day I started playing guitar properly. I mean, my dad came home with an RG 470 and I started learning Joe Satriani, Steve Vai material and just fell in love with everything Ibanez represented as a brand. These were my heroes and they were playing these guitars, so that was what I wanted to do. It was the aspirational guitar for me. Then went to jazz college and had an Ibanez AS80, which was a great jazz guitar, so I learned to play jazz on that. I came into this much later, at NAMM this year, 2017, in January. I was kind of ushered very secretly into a small room and was told, don't say anything, you've got to keep this a secret, and was handed a guitar. I was told there was this prototype for a player's guitar. And the first thing I did was grab the neck with my left hand and was immediately blown away by this neck profile that felt so precise, so well crafted. Body, the fretwork, everything was just like nothing Ibanez had produced to my knowledge before. This seemed like a shift that they were moving towards this kind of instrument. A few months later I got an email from the guys at Ibanez which changed my life really. It said, we're coming to your hometown and we are bringing you a prototype and we'd like to discuss building you a signature model. It's just the 15-year-old dream staring at those magazines come to life. And it's just staggeringly amazing. So I have to say thank you so much to Ibanez for that. It's a real honor. Thank you. So you told me that fundamentally the sound of this compared to the prototype has changed quite a lot. So what was it that you've gone through in order to get that change tonally?
Yeah, I actually went through a couple of prototypes with different wood combinations. They all sounded different, and I kind of arrived at the point where my heart has always, and my ears too, have always been really, which is the combination of a mahogany body with a maple top. So the previous prototype had an alder body, which sounded great, but it's just the way I pick, the way I fret, the way I set up my amps. It's just the perfect marriage with the mahogany for some reason. It's just what I always gravitated towards, and it's really what represents me as a player best. So I feel just totally at home with that wood combination.
I mean, it's the same thing for me really. Having the older body with the maple neck, is really my kind of thing. A slightly more kind of traditional vibe as well, but with a very precision modern instrument. But this is the thing that really blew my mind, because I've always had historically flame tops, quilt tops on this kind of guitar. But to have this monkey pod blew me away. I would never have considered it, but it was recommended to me, and it's just beautiful. Really amazing grain in there, and the tone is really, really good in combination with the older. So very impressed with that. From a playing style point of view, you having the two humbuckers really suits your sound as well, doesn't it?
Yes, very much. Because as you know, I kind of dabble somewhere between jazz and metal, which is kind of odd, I guess. But the thing is, with the humbucker, I can roll down the tone knob, switch to the humbucker, get a really pristine Pat Metheny-esque type hollow body sound, which I really love. Really dark, really woody. And then I crank the tone knob up, and I run it through a screaming amp. I can get all the shredisms that I need to get from this guitar. So it kind of, being the kind of guy that wanders between those two worlds, this guitar just supports what I'm doing in any situation.
I guess I've got the same thing with the humbucker single because I've always been a position 4 and 2 guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm really into a lot of that kind of middling gain, kind of crunchy lead sound, with
spanky.
lots of compression, spanky, very that kind of sound as well. But what's cool as well is you can go to the next single coil, flip this switch up, and you've got this really beautiful warm jazz tone. And actually that was one of the first things that blew me away about these guitars with the humbucker single was that you could straddle those two worlds. So I'm sort of straddling that kind of crunchy world with the jazz world, and you're straddling the metal world with the jazz world as well.
Yeah, a bit bipolar when it comes to that, I guess. Yeah.
And then obviously 24 frets, that suits your playing style. You are more kind of in that metal, don't want to use the word shred, but the metal thing.
Yeah, not really, but when I am, I really need those 2 frets.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just how it is. It's not my main gig really, but it does happen that I do record a lot of guest solos for metal bands, and you just need those 2 frets.
Again, the versatility for you is there if you need it. Yeah. And I've got 22 frets, that's more my kind of thing as well.
And as you know, we both travel a lot, and we don't have the luxury of taking a ton of guitars with us, so we really have to have an instrument that covers all our bases.
Exactly.
And our bases happen to be ever so slightly different.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So it suits our playing styles very much.
Very good. And it's also, I think the way we play together is complementary, and the guitars kind of express that in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. AZ guitars are precision instruments that are designed for guitar players to be able to play the best that they can possibly play. They sound amazing, they look amazing, the hardware is fantastic, so you really, really need to check them out.
You don't have to take our word for it. You can go to your local guitar dealer, grab one off the shelf, and be prepared to be blown away. And then, of course, end up buying the MM1.
Actually, buy this one instead.